choice but to embark on this perilous journey.
Hello, I'm Harry Collett.
And I'm Carmel Laniado, and we're going to be interviewing our co-stars on Fandango.
What in the hootenanny is going on? You're going to interview us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole life.
Really?
Who'd like to begin?
I might as well crack on. This one's for Robert.
Perfect.
You've had such an iconic film career. What was it about this project that made you say, I need to be a part of this?
Well, first of all, as I've said, and as you guys will see when we come hang out, we're surrounded by animals: cows, alpacas, goats, pigs, chickens, cats. We just got
Bunnies.
a rabbit. What kind of rabbit is it? A lion head rabbit?
Yeah.
Lion, yeah.
Yeah.
Named
that.
Jasper.
Jasper. It was going to be Fluffy, and then it became Jasper
Right.
somehow.
Well, as it happened, it was great because we got to meet y'all, and it's an adventure film, but it's period. It's live action, but then there's all the animals and animation. So we like a challenge, and an adventure, and this was both.
So this is a question for Robert and Susan. A lot of this
I'll take
film,
I thought she was going to say Robert again. I'm like, really?
a lot of this film is you having conversations with your friends who happen to be animals. If you guys could ask your pets one question, what would it be?
Oh, geez.
I've got it. I would ask Monty, why did you wake Mrs. Downey up every morning at 5:30? And how can we fix this? I would do a side deal with him.
So I would probably ask D'Artagnan, Dart, our other cat.
Monty's brother.
Yeah, I would be like, I just want to know if he's happy, because you cannot read that cat at all.
He's a tough read.
He's a tough read, and he seems really shy, but I actually think, like, in a street fight, he'd take down any other cat, but he seems like fluffy and nice and all that. So I just, it's a simple thing. You
He's
just
a
wanna know,
sleeping dragon.
Are you happy? I just want to make sure he's happy.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you got that out, hon.
This one's also for Robert. How were you able to connect and visualise the animals that were being portrayed?
Well, you were up against it as much as
I can
anyone.
ask you that.
Well, and Carmel as well. There were animal actors as well as every other reference you could have, and so there was a team of people dressed in green suits who were really going for it, and was sometimes so helpful, and sometimes I just felt so awkward too, because past a certain point in the day, you're like, I'm just going to look there and do this, but they're still dressed in green in there. And the thing is, a lot of these folks are really highly trained actors that were coming off Star Wars, and they're all like amazing folks. But it's that ability to pretend, which is half of what we're doing anyway.
This next one is for Susan.
Ah, good.
Which of the cast members surprised you the most with their portrayal of their voice and their character?
Oh, that's a good question. Surprised me the most, I would say probably Rami, I would think. Because the other ones, I had such a clear idea of like why we cast them, and then they delivered always better than I could have even imagined. But like we wanted this feisty squirrel, so you get Craig Robinson, of course, and we want this duck with like a lot of energy and like kind of like you don't know what she's gonna say next, and a little goofy, and so Octavia nailed it. But with Chi-Chi, we love Rami. We're such big fans of his, and we knew we wanted to be working with him, and we knew that Chi-Chi and Dolittle had a special bond, and he adores Rami, so we were like, let's do that. But Rami as a gorilla, I didn't know what that was going to be.
We cast against type.
Like, yeah, yeah. So I think for that's probably the one that surprised me the most.
That was a really good answer. You can give you a smooch for that one. Come here. Good. Keep going.
Doing so well.
5 for me now.
So I've got another one for Robert.
Oh, good.
So you played Sherlock Holmes and now Dolittle.
Yeah.
What classic character would you like to portray next?
Oh boy. I don't know, we were toying around with the idea of doing like a musical comedy about Sir Walter Raleigh, who was kind of a ne'er-do-well and all that stuff. I should probably take a break from Brits for a minute, just because it would seem like I've run out of moves. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
Thank you.
A well-articulated, I don't know.
Yeah.
And this next one's also for Robert.
Oh, good. I'll pass it off.
Since you didn't get to voice an animal in this film, what animal would you like to play if you got to decide?
Right. God, that's really good. I would like to be a swarm of insects. Because that way I could make up for the fact that I didn't get to do a single animal voice on this, so I could do, thousands. Really what they would do is they would take my voice and they would just repeat it. I would be harmonizing with myself. It'd be like a chorus.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give me that opportunity, producer?
Next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time.
Another one for Robert.
Yes.
All right.
What was it like teaming up with Tom Holland again?
Pretty great. I mean, we love a bit of Tom, don't we?
We do. Yeah.
Did a great job with playing Jip, but also I think a lot of people are just comforted by the fact that they were hearing our voices again after the events in the Marvel Universe in the springtime. Like in case we don't have to be reminded that what happens on a movie screen isn't real.
Although he did his British accent for our movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and there was talk of that. Originally he was going to do Cockney, then he was doing British, and then at the last minute, they're like, wait, should he do American? And we're like, no, let him.
His Tom Holland accent was exceptional in this. That was too easy.
Love it.
So you guys are going to do a talk show now, aren't you? You're taking meetings
cool.
out here.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You can talk to animals.
Babies cry. Watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I. It's okay to be scared.
Michael.
Yes.
Since you didn't get to voice an animal for this film, if there was an animal you'd like to voice, which one would it be?
Oh, I see a lot of sheep back in Wales, where I come from. So maybe I would like to voice a sheep. I think I feel a spiritual connection.
Yeah.
And this is for John and Craig. How were you all able to connect with the animals you voiced in this film? And where did the inspiration for their voices come from?
I slept in the park for 3 days and just kind of learned the ways of the squirrel.
Yeah. Sounds pretty cool.
When we went in to record, and you know how this goes, you collaborating with the producer and the director, and it was a lot of improv and going over the lines and figuring out where this character's going, and we found out that Kevin was all about revenge, and so we based a lot of the humor there.
Yoshi's a complicated dude.
Embrace
He
the
is.
Yoshi.
You got it. I'm telling everybody to kind of embrace the Yosh because he's a polar bear, yet he's cold, but at the same time he's this big, assuming creature that's really loving and in search of friends and is very in tune to the sense of community. So I kind of dug that, and I think very similar with Craig's experience. You have an outlying theme, like Kevin is out for revenge. Yoshi is all about friendship and positivity. And it's just a simple word like that dictates your demeanor, how you deliver the lines, just a simple piece of advice of he's a positive character. It changes the whole thing.
And he's so funny as well.
Oh, well thank you. My favorite character is Kevin the Squirrel.
Yeah.
I appreciate his journey.
This is a question for all of you. A lot of the film takes place on a boat. Out of all of you, who would be the best captain?
Oh, not me.
No, I feel like you would be.
No, I'd probably be good at following orders, but I don't. Is the poop deck still what I think it is?
Yeah.
If it's a boat full of animals, who knows?
Exactly. No, it wouldn't be me. I don't know.
Are you good at sea? Good with water?
I'm good with water. Yes, I'll be better as the entertainment.
Okay, so if it was a cruise,
Yeah, just cruising.
you could be in a cruise entertainment.
Game on.
Okay.
So I think by default it's you.
By default.
I guess, but yes, sorry everyone. I'm your captain.
They're leaving us making sheep noises.
So we do have a lot of pirates in this movie. If you got approached by pirates, who would be the first to run away out of all of you?
I'd want to join up. I'd get my parrot on my shoulder and practice my R's. I'd do a bit of that.
I stand behind John.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
I would run fast, or as fast as I could. I run really unorthodox. It's not. I shouldn't work on that. But yeah, I'd run away.
So there are so many different animals in this movie. What were some of the most interesting animal facts you learned while making this film? Ooh. If you learn any.
Wow. I had an interesting scene with an octopus in a tank,
Oh yeah.
And they are fascinating creatures. Have you seen that video of an octopus like getting into a little bottle thing? Like they can get into tiny
into
spaces,
anything, yeah.
and they're huge. So that was kind of interesting. The world of octopi.
I believe it is scientific fact that squirrels live most of their life with a sense of revenge.
Of course. Yeah.
So obviously this film's all about a voyage. If you had to go on a really long voyage, what snack would you take on it?
That's a good question. So many things going through my mind. What snack would you take?
What snack? Well, if it was a long voyage, you'd have to have something that would take a long time to eat. What are those things those like meaty things that take forever to eat?
Beef jerky?
Is it that? Yeah, beef jerky, something like that maybe.
I would take a charcuterie plate.
I was going to say a wheel of cheese. So if you combine the both, that's a charcuterie plate. Yeah.
Cheese and meat and some crackers.
Spreads.
Bon voyage. Yeah, spreads.
Some mustard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now we have a buffet.
This film is all about a voyage and a long journey. So what was the longest trip or adventure you guys have ever been on?
I once flew to New Zealand.
Wow.
And it's such a long flight. You can't do it in one go. You have to keep stopping all the time. And I remember we had to stop at a few different airports, and because of the time difference, I watched the sun come up 3 times.
Oh, that's actually...
Which was kind of amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's like being in a sci-fi movie or
Wow.
something. So that was quite a long one.
I just watched The Irishman.
Well, you win. Shouldn't even give a story. Very good. Just a little long. Just a little long. Very good. I drove across country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a couple times. I drove both east and west. I drove from Los Angeles to Boston, and then from Boston to Florida, Boston to Miami. So those are fun.
One of my favorite voyages, have you ever done the Coastal Starlight Tour, the train from LA all the way up the coast?
No.
It goes up to Seattle and then goes on into Canada, and it takes like a few days, and you can sleep on the train. Oh, that's amazing. That's a great voyage. I would highly recommend it.
So thank you guys so much for
thank you.
doing this interview.
Thank you.
And go watch Dolittle.
In cinemas January 17th.
Yep.
You should go see it.